Sambo,
Yeah, mate.
welcome to the Vinyl Club. You are absolutely hacking it up over there.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Look, our little mixing desk does voice effects, and it's very childish of me, but boy, I have fun.
He just turns the
making
little
use of
robot
them.
voice or the deep voice. Or
Yeah, the little helium voice. The helium voice tickles my pickle.
it really gets him going, I'll tell you what.
Because it only works for your microphone.
It only works for my microphone, and it also doesn't record properly onto here, so it's just for us. It's a little treat for us.
Oh, it's fun. I'll tell you
Maybe,
what.
yeah. Well, maybe one day we can.
Do a helium episode.
Absolutely not. I'd rather kill myself.
Well, I have an Ethel Cain record if you need some help.
Ethel came on helium. Now we're talking. Sam,
Oh,
let's
fuck.
jump straight into this week's homework that you gave me.
Here for a good time or a long time.
Very much so.
Oh, I'm getting kicked out.
I'm chatting Floral Green by Title Fight.
I missed out of I actually, it's an interesting album. I'm keen to hear your thoughts on it because it's it was a pathway for so many other bands.
Yeah. It certainly has an energy.
An edge.
And
Edging?
edging, sir. And I think it's really, I think what it does is it brings a lot of different things together. We'll get into it. Let's get into it.
Let's
shall we?
dive into it.
So yeah, Floral Green dropped 2012. Floral Green dropped 2012. It was their second record, I believe.
Don't look at me. I got no idea. This is
Great.
your homework.
Thanks for backing me up there. I'm pretty sure it's their second record.
It was the one after Shed.
Yes, and they only had 3, so yep.
It was their second album.
Yeah,
3.
yeah. Anyway, so
Shed your skin. Title Fight fans will get that.
I thought you were really about to sing a bit of
Find a better
Come
place.
with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
You put a lot of effort into that. That was cute.
You know me. I'm a real Willy Wank.
Yeah. Fuck it, hell.
I want to turn this thing around one day.
Back
We're
with
allowed
the
to touch
helium.
those.
Yeah, it was it's like Dad's driving and I keep hitting him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
I swear to fucking God, mate, I'll turn this car around.
We're not going to Disneyland. Back to Winnipeg. Anyway.
We're not going to Wally World.
So, yeah, I think for me, when I was listening to this record, musically, it really sat in the gap, well, not the gap, in the wedge between like your throwback 80s DC hardcore punk sort of sound and something that's more like a West Coast, certainly not pop punk, but like the kind of punk that was coming out like the 924 Gilman Street scene in Oakland. So like where Green Day came from and Offspring, but like more on the like Rancid end of that, or like Operation Ivy, those kind of bands that were all a bit more skate punk than pop punk, and kind of in that real like Screeching Weasel and that kind of thing.
So,
Sorry.
to your point, they formed in Kingston, Pennsylvania,
Right.
in 2003.
Right. Okay.
And then they stopped making music in 2018.
Wow. Had a good 15-year run there, Sam.
Big run. Only 3 albums.
I think this. Okay, I'm just going to cut to my
He
end
doesn't
result.
like it.
This album
He
was
doesn't.
fine.
Yep.
This album is fine.
That's Max's way for everyone listening of saying he didn't like it.
No, I certainly didn't not like it.
And this is how he backs out of it because he never wants to offend anyone.
Oh no, there are albums that I don't like, but it's just
Name one.
okay. Probably most Radiohead albums.
Fair.
Yeah. No, you're on your long and slow journey to being a big Radiohead fan.
No, I like 2 songs.
We'll say
Let Down and
Creep.
All I Need. No, Creep can fuck off. I'm a creep.
But so I think what sort of made this okay in the pros column for me, I think. Oh, sorry.
I'm making a list with my fingers.
as you were.
I'm being an active listener.
In the pros column for me, I think the way that they brought a lot of these like sounds that different punk bands and different punk eras had, bring them together in this in this one piece. Quite like that. And I'll get into some specific tracks later. What I didn't like though is I didn't think the vocal worked. I think, not to say that it's like a particularly good or bad vocal, I just don't think that the vocal and the music meshed. I don't think that they worked together as a sound. And I've talked about it so many times where to me lyrics are super secondary in my musical listening. A vocal, like the sound, the like timbre of the vocal has to be the right sound. That doesn't mean it has to be good or bad or anything in particular, but it has to sound right for the music more than the lyrics itself. So I think the fact that I just couldn't quite get the sound of the vocal to kind of like work to mesh for me, I think really kind of threw this out. And then coming to the emotional part of it, when I get into the lyrics, I just felt that it was like trying a bit too hard to be sad.
Okay.
And to the point that I was like, well, you're overdoing it now. Like you're pushing it uphill a little bit.
Mate, you're pushing shit uphill here.
Like this album sounds sad, and then when you really get into it in the lyrics, it's like, easy, Tiger. Don't overhit that button.
True. For the record, Floral Green was Title Fight's third album.
Third. There you go.
They had an album, The Last Thing You Forget.
Well, so it's the first thing I forgot. Songs that I enjoyed. Secret Society. That one to me was like the one that sounded the most 80s, like fucking let's go, shitty, like scum punk kind of sound. Really fun, vibey. I liked that a lot. I had a lot of fun with that track. Lefty, I quite enjoyed because it was like it was the most standout, different sounding on the album to me. I think it's the first one where I really noticed that the vocal harmonies kind of came in, and they kind of added this extra texture to it. And the other extra texture that kind of was added was like the tape distortion kind of sound at the end.
Yep.
So I think that song was definitely more engaging. Maybe even if I wouldn't say like I really enjoyed it, it was most engaging. I sort of stopped down and was like, wow, okay. Here's a song that I'm paying attention to more. Frown sounded like something from like an early Green Day record. Could have been on Dookie or something like that. So they're songs that I was kind of more into. But then you get to song like Head in the Ceiling Fan, which I know a lot of people love. But it felt like someone who's trying to say edgy things just for the sake of it, but like none of it meant anything. Like Head in a Ceiling Fan goes rolling and missing like bullets slamming into deerskin. Come a fucking again, brother. Like what the what?
Pardon?
Yeah. Like I know like lyrics are open for interpretation. You can mean what the fuck they mean. Like, but that sentence just doesn't even make sense.
It never made sense to me even when I listened to it.
Yeah.
And you rack your brain like deeper meaning. I never found one.
And one of the other lines was like a bleeding bloodline or a bloody bloodline or something like that. And I was like that sounds like, deep and meaningful, but like in the context of the song, what?
Pardon.
Yeah. So and that's what I think, like I came into that moment where like, I felt like they were trying too hard to be sad or to be emotional or to be something where... And
it feels too serious to be sarcastic.
Yeah. Like it didn't land as either like, a properly like, like a Black Flag, like Henry Rollins essentially doing his poetry over a punk song. But it also didn't land as like a Billy Joe Armstrong doing like, a sarcastic, like sardonic look at something serious. Like it was neither thing. And so to me, it just kind of felt like it was trying to be something, but it didn't quite land. And that's not to take away from anyone else's like enjoyment of something. Like, I'm not to say that like, if you're a listener who gets that and that lyric means something to them, go crazy. I just did it to me. I was like, this is fucking gibberish. So yeah, I didn't,
okay.
I think a few of those tracks kind of had those kind of vibes. None, but I Still Feel It was sort of in the similar melody, a similar thing for me. Leaf a little bit as well. Songs like a Ritual that had like more melodic elements, like musically I was more into, but then the vocal again just didn't quite mesh. So yeah, it's a real mixed bag. Because I just think that there's a lot of sounds in this record that I quite liked, but as a whole piece, I just couldn't really make the jump into like a good record.
And that's kind of how I feel about Title Fight, to be honest. Ironically, their later album Hyperview was where they went a bit experimental and lost the punk fans because they tried this like really flanger affected like acid wash kind of I'll play you a snippet actually. Acid wash kind of rock, and people were really thrown by it, but I actually think it worked better for them.
Right.
I'll play you one of the singles from it, Chlorine.
See, like that, even to me, like I know what you mean. It's definitely a different.
I feel like that's almost, it's more more digestible.
It's definitely more digestible, but I think it's like, I think what Title Fight do really well is that they've obviously got a great respect for, and I'm using this in very big fucking quote marks, punk
Yeah.
as a genre, because like they are doing their tribute to like a Bad Brains or like a, you know,
Yeah.
someone like that. And then they're doing their tribute to, like a 924 Gilman Street Band. Then that to me sounds like they're doing like a tribute to like a post like the Cure or the Cure or something like that. Like, you know, that post punk British thing that was happening in the late 80s kind of thing. And I think that they're a band that obviously have reverence and like love for the genre.
Yeah.
And how they want that to be the way that they tell the story, which is great. I just think that just the way their particular packaging of it for me doesn't mesh.
I think at the time they came out though, like that first album dropped in 2009. Floral Green was 2012. They dropped Shed in 2011. Like these were all really pivotal times in punk where it had typically been dominated up until, 2009 by Green Day, by Blink. They were still top of the game. And pop punk hadn't really had that explosion of new artists come through yet. Then you look at them drop that album in 2009, 2011. That's when you start to get the likes of Story So Far, Basement come through, like Turnover. You've got Citizen. You've got all these bands that really brought this new wave of punk to. It was America mainly. They started it, and then it went into the UK with Neck Deep, and you see it in Australia now with the younger bands. I think, while I completely agree that the sound is quite rough, it's quite at times hard to get your head around, and it's not easy listening necessarily. I think, that's what these bands were listening to when they were coming up. That I want to sound like Title Fight, and then they find their sound, that melodic punk, that then inspires the whole new wave of pop punk fans who want to sound like The Story So Far. They want to sound like Basement. And then you get this new wave, which is like slowly, Between You and Me. Like, I think that's how the generations work. So bands that are inspired by Basement and The Story So Far were inspired by Title Fight, who were inspired probably by, like you said, all these original punk bands and early Green Day and all that stuff. So I feel like it's not necessarily good, but it serves a purpose.
There's definitely a through line in like that history of the the movement of the genre, and there are bands that took those sounds and went in completely different directions. Like I'm sure when you think of like Fall Out Boy, there are people who would roll in their grave and say that they have like punk roots. They do, because like they came out of like the Chicago hardcore scene in the early 2000s, which was like proper hardcore. And they kind of just put a pop spin on it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different like ways that this all webs out into.
It's a big family tree.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is just another sort of pathway through that tree to get like through Title Fight to as you said, other bands that are coming later.
Yeah, I think if you don't have Title Fight, you don't have these melodic punk bands. You've just got more straight punk, which we're getting now anyway. But they bridge the gap between punk and pop punk, and now it's this like aggressive punk, but still really melodic, like super melodic guitars with a bit of an edgy vocal. Like Youth by Citizen, perfect example. Like the way songs like The Summer and Roam the Room and stuff have these edgy vocals, but they've got these massive like melodic guitars in the background. Title Fight. Yeah,
100%. So I think, as I said before, this is a fine album. I don't dislike it. I don't think it's bad in any sense of the word. I just don't think it's meshing in a way that I'm enjoying.
That's okay.
And
that's why I gave it to you, good soldier.
That's what we're here for.
What have you got for me,
Sam? It's December, baby.
It's beginning to look a lot like Santa. It's getting naked in the pool.
So I brought you a little Christmas record, if you will.
Stax Christmas.
Stax Christmas. 12 holiday recordings from the crew at Stax Records in Memphis.
It's like Karina?
So you're going to find artists on there like Otis Redding and Booker T and the MGs and those kind of like, you know, classic soul.
Oh, Wilfus Thomas.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I think some of the best versions of classic Christmas songs on there, and a lot of very what's the word, like
I don't know. It's your show.
soul. Like it's very soul, but in that like horns and like Olivia Dean type soul, not like
Yeah.
Mario type soul.
As in, like, Let Me Love You.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like as in It's a Me, Super Mario.
It's a me. I'm the problem. It's me. I feel like Christmas, though, you need those. The modern carols and the modern Christmas songs just don't do it. You need the warmth.
Yeah.
I feel like you need that old school recording.
Yeah.
You can feel the temperature of the room. You can feel the size of the room, the scale of the room, and you've got these warm voices coming through on tape recording. Like,
Yeah. Bit of tape hiss.
yeah, there's something about it that's just really festive to me. So I'm excited because, you know, when I who's like the really renowned old Christmas
Like a Bing Crosby or like a Irving Berlin or a
white guy?
Elvis Presley.
No,
Um,
there's one more. I can't remember his name. But yeah, like Christmas morning in my family, Elvis came on. I think there was some Bing Crosby. I'm going to pick my nose while I do this.
Get
'cause-
in that.
No, I'm just really itchy.
now you really stumped me.
His last name's like Williams or something.
I'm not Hank Williams, the country singer.
No, don't worry about it. It'll come to me in the middle of the night tonight.
You keep talking. You pedal for a bit.
I'm not peddling because I've said everything I need to say, but I'm excited. Isaac Hayes, never heard of him. Carla Thomas, never heard of her.
Isaac Hayes you have heard of
Have I?
because Isaac Hayes is Chef from South Park.
I didn't really watch South Park much.
You fair enough. That's I
The
can't argue that.
mistletoe and me.
Burl Ives, Andy Williams.
Andy Williams,
There we go.
bang.
Yeah.
Andy Williams Christmas. That was on repeat every Christmas from the age of probably, as early as I can remember, 3 to, I can't remember when I was 3. I can't even remember when I was 5. I can't remember what I had Buddy for breakfast yesterday. Yeah, Andy Williams Christmas, always on at my house. So I'm excited.
We love a bit of Christmas around here.
A little bit of the bubbly.
A bit of the bubbly. If you don't worry, we'll be updating our annual 78 amped Merry Mosh Pit playlist with all of the Christmas favorites. So
Fuck yeah.
If you need a little something to put on that's got a combination of the good old stuff, but also some like cool new stuff from
Justin Bieber. Under the mistletoe.
I reckon Polish Club's Christmas
Yeah.
album might get a few additions this year. But yeah, if you need a little something to put on to go like look at Christmas lights in the car or whatever, we've got you covered. Don't worry.